right. It is recording. Episode 11 of the podcast, the CrewCast podcast. Always fumble those words. But today we have Shadow and Sidearms. Might have some other people joining in. I expect D20 to jump in at some point in time during the podcast. Today, I asked some of you guys on Twitter what you wanted to talk about, and I also took one from what was currently trending on Twitter. And currently trending on Twitter was things you thought were real. And I'll start by talking about things that I thought were real, and y'all can jump in any time you want to. Number one, of course, I think a lot of people would agree with this. Santa Claus, that was another thing. One thing what? Exactly. I know.
What
Shadow.
do you mean?
I know.
Wait,
it happens.
Wait.
Let me break the bubble to you. He's not real. He was a real person, but he's not real.
What do you mean he was a real person? There's a
Chris...
guy named Santa Claus?
Yeah, Santa Claus. That's his name, yeah.
I think that Santa Claus is like something in the contract.
I think it's a Norwegian thing. Maybe look that up. I don't know. Side, look that up for me. Is it Norwegian?
Oh, no thanks. I'm currently playing a game, so...
But I do believe it's Norwegian. I could be totally off base here and starting the podcast on a bad note. But
why do you just say stuff like that?
Because I think I do know this. I'm gonna look it up now because you're gonna make me flip out. I think it is. Where does Santa Claus? I think it's gonna say North Pole.
North Pole, yeah.
North Pole.
Yeah. Shit, I could have told you that. Why'd you ask me to Google?
Oh man!
Things you thought were real. There was actually a pole at the North Pole.
Oh yeah, it feels bad, man. On that. Is there not? I thought there was some kind of marker showing you, or no?
Saint Nicholas was born in Asia Minor.
Whoa!
Modern Turkey.
Let's not talk about minors. What does this podcast come to when we have to talk about underage kids?
I don't know. But anyway, Saint Nicholas was a real person, son. So there you go.
Yeah.
Saint Nick. All right.
When did you guys learn that Santa Claus was not real?
I remember distinctly where I was, who told me everything. So, side, I was over at my aunt's house, and I had an older cousin. He was 6 years older than me. Same one that got me introduced to PC video games. And he was kind of like the guy that, I went to for all knowledge, right? So it was close to Christmas time. It was about a week away. And I remember my mom talking to my aunt and uncle about Christmas presents. And they were like, what do you want? And I was just saying stuff like, oh, I want a bike, blah, blah, blah. And my cousin comes out
Never
of the room.
Never said
that. Because you don't know how to ride a bike. But my cousin comes out of the room and he's like, he's not real, and just keeps walking to the living room and just like...
So it was like a casual thing?
Yeah, casual. I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, what? And everybody was like, giving him the stare as he walked by. And then I think my mom like followed him in the living room and was talking to him. And she's like, stay in here, blah, blah, blah.
How old was your cousin?
At the time, he was 14.
And how old are you? Do you remember?
8. Yeah, I was 8.
Oh, okay.
He was 6 years older than me. So I remember I was 8 years old, and he told me. And after that happened, my mom brought him back in, and he had to tell me that Santa Claus was not real, what he meant by that, and my mom confirmed it. And I was in a little bit disbelief at first. I remember feeling like, you guys are joking, right? Like, haha, funny, but not funny. And she was like, seriously, it's not real, blah, blah, blah. So it was kind of a dick move by my cousin. It ended up turning out to be okay.
Yeah, it's like dick kid, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah,
that's like how kids are when they're younger. It's like, oh, I know this, so I have to share it and like correct everyone about it.
Yeah, exactly. So they think they know one piece of knowledge that they'd give it to everybody. But yeah, I remember that.
Here in my garage.
I don't know. I think I believe more in the Tooth Fairy than I did Santa Claus. And both of them were so outlandish. You look back at your childhood, you want to believe things like this, but it's so outlandish that you're just like, sure, okay. You kind of go with the flow. They do so much to convince you that these things are real. And at the end of the day, you figure out they're not real. And you're like, why did I even believe that? This makes no sense that a fairy would come through my window in my house, take my tooth that has blood and all kinds of stuff on it and give me money for it like makes no sense. But
Yeah, what
whatever.
a dumb business idea.
By the way, how much did you get? Did you get money for your teeth, sidearms?
Yeah, I don't remember how much though.
Yeah, mine was like, man, I got like maybe $1 or $2 per tooth. It wasn't crazy. Maybe 5 was like the most I ever got. Shadow, did you get any money for your teeth?
I used to get $1.
Did you?
Yeah. I had I used to put like we did it up, man. My mom gave me a little gold box that I put my tooth in, and I put it under my pillow, then my mom would put a whole George Washington in that shit.
Hell yeah!
I used to think that I was big pimping. Everybody I remember thinking that I was the shit because everyone's like, oh, I only got $quarter, you got $1. Oh, you're so cool. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, now suck my dick, bitch.
Yeah, me and the Tooth Fairy had a thing going on until one night my mom was a bit too rough with the pillow, and I woke up and I saw it was my mom. And
Wait, Mom, you're the Tooth Fairy?
That's pretty messed up.
I don't know. I think I was doing homework whenever I found out Santa Claus wasn't real. I think I was talking about wanting to write a letter and asking for a game or something. I think it was that thing I was telling you guys about a couple episodes ago, like that tablet, but it wasn't a full LCD screen. It was green and black or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that? Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't. Actually, it could have been the Leapfrog. I actually think that's what it's called. But I think I asked for that, and then they just were like, "Oh, Santa Claus isn't real. Sorry to break it to you." not as harsh as that, but
Checkmate.
yeah. But I just remember I was doing homework, and I was with my parents asking for help, and then they kind of fucked me, man. Tooth Fairy, I thought I don't know if I ever thought it was real.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. I mean, they always talked about it in school. They built it up so much at school. I remember kids that I never lost a tooth at school. I was always definitely afraid of losing any kind of teeth or going to the bathroom at any public place or anything crazy like that.
What?
So,
what's losing teeth have to do with going to the bathroom?
well, I just didn't want me bleeding, all that stuff, and just a lot. It's just kind of hand in hand, blood and crap, and just. Any blowing my nose. I didn't want to blow my nose in front of people either. It grossed me out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So any of that stuff that was just awkward at times, I never try to do that. I try to avoid it as much as possible. But anyways,
What about sharpening your pencil?
That I would grind the hell out of one. I would bump and grind all day. But basically, what happens if you lose a tooth at school? I remember they used to have these little tooth necklaces. So they had a little capsule shaped like a tooth, and then they had a string, and that would go around your neck, and you would wear the tooth necklace all day that you lost a tooth, and everybody would be like, "Oh, you lost a tooth! That's awesome! Can I see it?" And you open it up, and ew, it's gross. So that's what. Yeah. And so that was the thing. I remember losing teeth, or not me losing teeth, someone else losing teeth, and seeing their little necklace and everything, and people made a big deal of it. I remember teachers going, "Hey, don't lose your tooth. You got to put it under your pillow because the tooth fairy would come." And no one said shit about it. No one was like, "Oh, that's not real." It was always "Yeah, assumed."
Kids.
Yeah,
it's
fucking true. And that's how I ended my senior year in school.
I'm still waiting to lose my adult teeth so I can get the big bucks.
Senior year of college ended.
And then on my senior year of college, my parents told me that Santa wasn't real.
I got my master's degree wearing the little tooth around my neck. Walked up. Couldn't get it over the little hat.
Is there anything else like that kids believe?
Yeah.
I don't think so, right? Maybe the Easter Bunny?
Easter Bunny,
yeah. You're right. Shit, dude, we have a lot of crazy shit in America.
Yeah, we do, don't we?
We really do.
I don't know if we have that in Kosovo.
Yeah, there's not any holidays centered around fake people and animals and creatures? No?
I mean, I guess I could just be a bad cultured person, but I don't think so.
No, I just think we have some crazy stuff. I don't want to say they're dumb because I really liked Easter a lot. I thought it was a good time. Christmas was always blown out of proportion, and I hated seeing part of my family just because they were awkward and weird, and I just didn't ever want to see my aunts.
You knew that as a kid?
Amen.
Yes.
Were you woke?
Yeah. No, like I remember my parents always talking shit about my my cousins and aunts and uncles and shit like that, and so it was just kind of like stay away. And then they were weird. They would just like talk to me about awkward fucking shit and try to be weird, and I was like not turned on to it by all. Like I'd never tried to talk back to them. I was always like, I didn't talk to you last year or the year before or the year before. Why the fuck you keep talking to me every year about same shit? You know, how's school going, blah, 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 trying to make small talk. I don't really give a shit. So I hated those interactions. And so Easter was good because it was mainly like family that was close to me. And we would, you know, eat, and that was it. You maybe find some eggs, and there wasn't this big thing, awkward opening presents. I'm one of those people, I don't like opening presents either. I'm like the last to open presents. I just think
I hate it. Yep.
Yeah, it's awkward, weird, and all that stuff. And probably my favorite time, Christmas. I like Crew Christmas a lot. I really do. I think it's cool because it's actually gifts from people that know me the best, because I spend the most time with you guys probably than anybody else in my life. And so getting presents from y'all is kind of cool. But getting presents from people that, like, I remember the worst present I ever got was from that awkward aunt that I'm talking about at Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have these like, you know, if you, it's like a, you know, steel pane glass that you, not steel pane glass, painted glass. What do they call that? Help me out here. It's like
Stained glass?
Yeah, it's stained glass, basically. That's what it is. And they put them in churches and stuff, you know what I'm saying? They have
Yeah.
different colors. Well, anyways,
I'm pretty sure that's what it's called.
Yeah, so there was a little, they had these little ones that were made out of plastic, and they come with watercolors or whatever, and you would paint them, and they would look like stained glass or whatever. Well, she got me one of those sets, but she decided she was going to do it. So she did it for me and handed me the finished product for a Christmas present. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And I was 12 years old, and I remember thinking, what the fuck? Who does this? And I showed my mom, and I brought it up to my mom, like, she finished the project for me, Mom. Like, what the fuck is this? She was all happy about it, and that was the Christmas present. And I remember thinking, this thing's like
the belt. You didn't say what the fuck is this to your mom.
Oh, I didn't, but I gave her the what the fuck look, and I still don't cuss around my parents. By the way, I do not cuss around my parents at all. Like, I know it's crazy. It's just a sign of respect thing for me.
Right, I'm the same way.
Are you the same way? Good. Okay, so I'm not
like if it slips out, like it's not that big a deal.
Right. I might say shit one time, like what the. I don't know.
What the kappa?
What did you just say?
Did you guys have anything in school where like I guess let me tell you what I'm talking about, then you can tell me later. There's this girl. It was in 4th grade, so it was past the time you were supposed to know that Santa Claus wasn't real. She made like a home video, and she like showed it to the class to prove that like Santa was real. Like I guess it was her dad or something. Dressed up as it, and like he came down the stairs and stuff in her house, and it was crazy because like her mom came into the class to like try to prove it to us and stuff, and I don't know what the deal was, but I don't know, it's fucking crazy.
They
and
went
then, like,
all out.
Yeah, so they apparently were recording their Christmas tree while they were having dinner, and that's when Santa came.
No, yeah, because that randomly happens.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay. If I didn't know, like, if I knew to say this, you know, I mean, I'm not one to crush dreams, so I wouldn't have said this, but I would have thought to myself, damn, what perfect timing. What a perfect line of events.
Oh, man.
But by the way, D20's here now.
Yeah,
hey,
D20. But yeah, other things that you thought were real. Anybody else got anything?
I had Pokemon. I thought Pokemon were real. Like my dad went hunting one time, and then I asked for him to bring back like Pikachu.
Oh, really?
And he didn't. So
how old were you on this?
I think I was like
18?
Kindergarten.
Okay.
I'm not even 18 yet. I'm just joking. But I don't know. I think it was like it was when the show first came out. Okay. So I don't remember exactly, but I think it was like in kindergarten or 1st grade.
So you wanted like a real live Rayquaza to
hang
out with.
Yeah. I mean, that wasn't
Till
a
later.
thing then.
Right,
yeah.
Right. But still, like that's the premise that you wanted.
Yeah, exactly. To be my friend. Did you guys have imaginary friends when you were younger? I remember there was a show on Cartoon Network, Foster's Home for Imaginary Kids or Friends or something like that. And I remember like My parents tell me that's like crazy. Like if you have an imaginary friend.
That's how I thought about it too. Like seriously, I had friends that had imaginary friends that would talk about them.
That's so weird.
They're around, and I remember like, you're fucking a weirdo. That's not real. You know that, right? Like after the Santa Claus thing breaks, you fucking lose all hope and everything. So these fake ass friends are not real. And I never pretended. I hated pretending as a young kid. Like, they say that you're not supposed to start pretending till you're around 6 years old. That's usually when that part of the brain kicks in. But I fucking never tried to pretend on anything. Usually, if I played like G.I. Joes or Cars or anything, it was always somebody there. It was never some person I made up or anything like that. I usually never played pretend. I don't know. I was just
it was
kind of weird, but maybe it's just me.
I mean, I still like played with my toys and stuff.
Well, yeah, but I never like, yo, Billy, pass me the car, and you go over there and you pass yourself the car. Like,
oh no, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm about that life.
What am I, fucking crazy?
Yeah, I play with myself. But I'm playing by myself, and I'm not saying there's someone else in the room with me. I'm not fucking making up shit. And like this girl beside me has brown hair when there's fucking nobody there.
Yeah, this girl beside me has brown hair and huge tits.
Yeah. So no, I never played with an imaginary friend. Shadow, how many imaginary friends did you have is a question for you?
Imaginary. I mean, define imaginary friend.
Like somebody that you made up in your head that you
would talk to, but no one else could hear.
Yeah, exactly, and that you told everybody about.
No, I didn't have any of that.
Imaginary friends, real friends. I had zero of both.
No, I was kind of envious of kids who did have imaginary friends. Not that I thought like they were real.
He's so popular. How's he get all the imaginary friends?
Not like that.
I can't make one imaginary friend.
I was jealous because like these guys like they seem to be having like so much fun, like just playing with themselves. But they thought they had a friend. And was just like, why?
And now they're serial killers.
Why can't I be an idiot like him? Like, why can't I make up an imaginary friend and actually think he's there? Like, this is bullshit. So, like, I was kind of jealous of that. But, like, I've always just kind of had this, like, just sort of logical brain. That being said...
Oh, God. Here it comes.
Santa is real.
No. Something that I did think was... I do feel like I need to say this. I'm not going to talk about God. It's not my podcast. I'm not going down that fucking road. But there was one... I used to think that like the injuries that actors sustained in movies and shit were real.
Okay.
Just... I didn't know how makeup worked. I didn't know how special effects worked and all that. And I think it was... I think I was watching like Predator or something because responsible
dark,
adults...
Yeah. Dark stuff at a young
when
age.
I was like 9 or 10. And there's a scene where a guy is just like standing on a branch and he takes a machete and he just like cuts his chest open to like I guess try to lure the predator to him for whatever fucking reason. I forget why. And I'm just like, wow, like he's really, really good at taking pain. Like, and so that was just something I never tried to cut myself, but like any time that I would.
Let's be honest,
not even for Beebs.
No, not even for Bieber.
What the fuck, dude?
I
don't know if I want to be friends
same
with
road
him.
with you, Shadow. Like I thought Chucky was real. If you never watched those movies, like I thought.
Oh, those dolls are fucking creepy.
Right? Holy shit! Like that was probably the scariest movies that I ever watched when I was a kid. I remember my mom telling me like look away when he would go kill somebody, but she would let me watch it at probably 11, 12ish. Chucky was a thing during that time, and I just remember I think they were even old for that time, but I just remember thinking the Chucky dolls were outrageous, like crazy. Like that was something that I never wanted. Like anything that had like red hair. Like any kind of ginger friend, I just stayed away from. They're all They're all Chuckies to me. I don't want to have anything to do with that shit.
Who's the new kid with the red hair? I don't know. Stay away from it.
And then when the Rugrats come out and their fucking main character is Chucky with red hair, that ain't fucking a coincidence, okay? So fuck off, all right? All the way around. Fuck off. I'm not touching that one with the 10-foot pole, okay? Little bastard. So, anyways.
Did you guys...
Go ahead.
Sorry, this is like on that related note to like weird dolls, but did you guys watch Shipping Wars at all?
I did.
Did anyone else? Because like the bigger sample size we have. Okay, so there's a so basically for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Shipping Wars
I know what
is
it
a
is,
show.
but I just hadn't
Well,
watched
the viewers might not know. Okay, the viewers won't know.
Nobody watches this.
Okay, yeah, all right. So
Just
the
us
sad,
talking.
yeah, things that we thought were real.
Viewers. D4 and his view bots.
But so it's a show where like it's kind of like eBay. Like they go on this site that's kind of like eBay, but it's to ship stuff. And like let's say D4 and I want to, or shippers. There's like something that needs to go for like 100 miles. He'll do it for $200, but I'll go in and I'll do it for 150. So like they just keep bidding against each other. And on this one episode, this girl, she got a shipment of dolls, and they were like the creepy dolls. Like she went into the lady's house and like fucking they were just everywhere. Like yeah, like in the living room and stuff. And she gave her two specific ones that they're like, can you make them ride in your car? They have souls and stuff like that, and you need to talk to them every couple hours, otherwise they'll get angry and stuff like that. Wow. Yeah, so it's
that woman thought those were real, huh?
Yeah, hopefully someone knows what I'm talking about in the comments can elaborate more to people who are interested. But that's I don't know. That's what reminded me of whenever you were talking about Chucky.
Yeah. What about you, D20? Anything? We talked about Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, things that you thought were real. Was there anything that comes to your mind? And I'll go ahead.
Okay. I was just gonna say, like, I couldn't really, like, I was kind of just trying to think of stuff while you were talking about it, but like the only thing I can remember is like, I spent a lot of time like at my friend's house that lived next door to me or whatever, because we'd always stay over there and hang out, especially during the summer, because like.
Was his name Deluxe 4?
No, it wasn't. But like we always spent time over there because his parents were always gone during the day, and like my mom stayed home until like my younger brother went to school or whatever. So I'd stay over there with him because he'd be home by himself all the time. Anyway, but he had like an older brother, and like he told us like all this like the what is it like the I can't remember what it's called, like where you're. Something about like where you write like red rum on the mirror or something. I don't even remember exactly what it was. Like all that stuff, like Bloody Mary stuff or whatever. Yeah. So like he would always tell us all this stuff. And it's probably because his older brother did drugs that he believed this stuff. But I remember him telling us about that, and so like he said that he did it like in his bathroom. So like his brother's bathroom was the only one like downstairs. So, like, when I go in that bathroom, I'd always, like, turn all the lights on in the bathroom.
Yeah, to make sure nothing fucks you.
Yeah, I didn't want anything crazy going on in there. And just, like, I don't know, some stuff, like, different stuff like that. I remember, like, I don't remember even how old I was, probably, mid-20s or something. I don't know. No, I don't remember how old I was. But, like, that's the only one I can really think of. I don't remember, like, obviously the, like, Santa stuff and that kind of crap. But I don't even remember when I quit believing in that stuff. I didn't have any douchebag kids at my school making videos telling everybody telling everybody that it wasn't real. So,
I don't. That's what makes me kind of think that I never actually
had a child,
put much thought or actually really cared that Santa was real or not. Like I do remember believing that Santa, even though we never had a chimney or a fireplace, he just walked through the front door. And something that my mom would do would be like, if I got a present that was like New York Giants themed, they'd say like 2 shadow beats, because that's my name, from Tiki Barber or something, or like whatever like had to do with it. So I'm just like, oh wow, so not only was Santa Claus here, Tiki Barber was here.
Tiki Barber just walked in our fucking door.
Yeah. So
oh my god, Iron Man is sending
I think I just slowly put it together. Plus, like everybody had the same handwriting. I think it was just like one of those things where just like, oh, okay, I have a brain. If I use it, Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Well,
nobody outright told me.
Yeah, and you think like, oh, how come this one kid that's a total doucher got so much more stuff at Christmas than I did?
Yeah.
There's no way he wasn't on the naughty list. That kid's always in trouble.
How come
And yet
nobody's
he
ever
got all this new
gold?
stuff.
I will say this: like my parents did a really good job of getting me things that I wanted when I was younger. Like they're out of touch now; they have no clue. Like I always asked for like, we really were like not very rich. We were pretty like I would say we're lower middle class, like very low, like barely scraping middle class.
But you only got 25 cents for a tooth fairy.
Probably. But I just remember they always like tried to save up and do those kinds of things during Christmas. Like it was never like I didn't get random toys. Like I didn't go to Walmart and get toys for random reasons. Like that was not a thing. Like I remember going with my aunt to Walmart and she would always give me $5 and I was always go buy Legos and stuff with it. But when I went with my parents, they were like, no, fuck you. We're getting what we have. But so like during Christmas, I was like, it was lit. I got things that I wanted. I got video games. I got stuff like that I really, really wanted. Nerf guns, stuff like that. And I was just like very appreciative now. But now my parents have no fucking clue. That I asked for money every time because they have no clue. They're out of touch. They still try to buy me like old stuff. Like I'm trying to think name brand
Legos.
Yeah, like
we got you some Legos that you wanted. When you were
yeah, they're just out of touch all the way around. So whatever. But along those lines with the whole Bloody Mary thing, D20, I want to bring up. Have y'all seen that case in which those girls thought Slender Man was real and they ended up killing that one girl? Or no, they didn't kill her. They stabbed her like a crazy amount of times, like 20 plus times, and tried to kill her and tried to sacrifice for Slender Man. Like that's nuts. That's on another level. See what PewDiePie does to people when you watch him too much? You think all this Slender Man stuff is real.
Why, man? Why are you talking shit about
I'm just kidding. I love Pewds. But yeah, they're like, that's nuts that kids go that far with the whole Slender Man thing, and they think that it's that real that they had to sacrifice one of their own friends for a fictional character.
Sidearms, if you could sacrifice one of your friends, who would it be if it was Deluxe 4?
and why is it Deluxe 4?
Yeah, and why is it
I wouldn't sacrifice you guys.
Yes, you would. You probably would.
Unless it was for Slender Man.
Yeah,
or Iron Man.
For Iron Man, not for Slender Man.
For Iron
Man.
Yeah, that's stupid. But for Iron Man, definitely.
Hey, side, if you want to get an Iron Man suit, just kill his shadow. Then I guess I'm never getting an Iron Man suit.
No.
Yeah,
no.
Then I guess.
You need to phrase it differently. Side. In order to awaken your Sharingan.
yeah, you have to kill one of your best friends.
That's some weeb shit.
Yes.
Okay. That's what we talked about last episode. If y'all hadn't seen that, y'all gotta check that out. That's some weeb shit at the very beginning. But another thing that I thought was real, and I think I told this a little bit before, the Titanic, when it's not
was
that,
real.
I know.
Yeah.
When the Titanic
Leonardo DiCaprio was not on
blah, blah, blah. They actually found the Titanic before I was in like grade school or before third grade, whatever. They found it on the bottom. I always thought I was going to be the next one to find I was going to find the Titanic at the bottom of the ocean. I was going to be, a hero for it. That was really interesting to me. And another thing that was really interesting to me was the Loch Ness Monster. I thought that I was going to find the Loch Ness Monster when I was younger. And I don't know if you still don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's not real. But there is like all these reports saying they dragged the net all the way across the lake and it something broke the net perfectly where the Loch Ness could fit through.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. But it's I really wanted to catch the Loch Ness Monster. I get a picture of it and prove that it was true. Good old Nessie.
What's a picture of Loch Ness Monster? Like a picture of lemonade?
Yeah.
I'm just messing.
Wow,
just messing with you.
Wow. Go ahead.
Something else that I used to think was real, and I used to have a huge
vagina.
Interest in this.
A huge vagina.
Vaginas aren't real.
Yeah, that's all I know. I haven't seen one in person. I've only seen these videos.
But I used to be very into ghosts, and I used to think that they were they were real. And like I would go to like all these places that were like supposedly haunted, and like I would do like all the things that you're supposed to do, like kind of similar to the Bloody Mary and all that. Where you just like you try to set it up. It's just like, ooh, I hope there's a haunting, but like it never happened. And then like I used to watch what's it called, like Ghost Adventures or something.
Hunters.
Ghost Hunters was the one I watched.
Like, I used to watch all this. Like, how are these people?
Yeah.
How are these people doing it? But it's just like it's all fake, and but like the ghosts just
I don't know
like
if
me
it's
or whatever.
fake. I think a lot of them have like weird equipment that doesn't really find ghosts. It finds other shit that they think is ghosts. Like, oh, we saw a bat fly by, so there's a heat detection on the infrared. Oh my god, it's a ghost. No, it was a fucking bat that flew by, dude. That's what's the problem.
Nah, but by faking, I meant like all the, like the noises that happen conveniently off camera. Like, oh, what the hell was that? Oh, it was just Larry. He tripped over.
Larry.
He tripped over the cable.
Damn it, Larry. God damn it. But yeah, I'm the same way with you, Shadow. I still believe in ghosts. I'm not a hater on that. I still believe in some form of ghosts. Maybe like I don't want to get into the whole what you believe, what you don't believe thing, but maybe there is an in between that your spirit doesn't go and you are some kind of ghost form. There's been so many different things happen as far as whether it was an exorcist or was people get pushed, touched, people get talked to, whatever. I don't know. But I used to have people, and I think I've told this story before, and I think D20 backed me up. We've had friends, and I think we said this before. We've had friends that have like said that there was definitely ghosts that lived in their house, would turn off TVs, that would do stuff when they commanded and stuff like that. I haven't personally.
What a bunch of bitch ass ghosts taking orders.
I know, right? I told my little ghost story like when I was staying with my parents were divorced, and I was staying with my dad, and I remember we had like a friend over, and we were sleeping, but they like left and they went somewhere in the morning until we had a babysitter for some weird reason, whatever. I just remember that was just kind of the setup. Anyways, they said that we went to sleep, and then my friend wasn't in there when I woke up, and they were like freaking out when I woke up, and they were like, this is going to be a shorter story because I want to get to the point because I've said this in another video of mine, but they said that there was a ghost staring at me in the middle of the night, and that my friend woke up, freaked out, ran out, didn't say anything, but ran out, got the babysitter. Babysitter came in, saw, and said, don't go back in there. They didn't wake me up like dickheads. And so they said that this little boy was standing at the end of the bed, had overalls on, was about 6 to 7 years old, and then they went to sleep in the living room, and then when I woke up, they told me this whole story. Then I asked my mom, just out of curiosity, was there ever anybody in our family that died as a young kid? And she was like, yeah, there was this little boy named Alan. He died, and I was like, okay, Mom. What was he wearing? And she's like, oh, he was wearing overalls, and he was running to the store for his mom to go get some milk, and he got hit by a car on his bike on the way back. And I was like, are you fucking serious? So I always think that was Alan. That's my ghost story. But for the most part, that's the only ghost story I've ever heard. I never saw the ghost, but they say it was real. And there's no reason for them to make it up because it wasn't like I was really scared or was it going to scare me or anything like that. I was just like, whatever. But I kind of believe in the ghost thing some points in some way. So, anyways. Do you have any ghost stories or anything like that? Joel's here, by the way. So what's up, Joel? Okay.
I was gonna introduce.
I don't have any ghost stories.
I was gonna introduce Joel as like if I ever become a ghost, I'm just gonna haunt Joel and then just keep saying Joel Skype.
Joel Skype. That's pretty.
Oh, hold on. Okay, sorry. My mic was like TeamSpeak
stirring your coffee.
Microphone when I get in.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry, I just.
Go for a dip
been
real
weird.
quick.
I guess or maybe no, I don't have two mics plugged in. Yeah, you don't have to put my thing on the like you don't have to put my picture on the screen because I came so late before.
No, we're halfway
Sorry
there.
there.
We're good.
We're halfway.
I got one
Go
last
on.
No, I
Nick.
don't believe. I don't. No, I don't have any ghost stories. So I don't believe in that stuff.
All right, the topic for tonight, by the way,
Actually, Megan
Joe,
really likes
to
it
get you
though.
off, is things you thought were real. So growing up, we talked about Santa Claus. We talked a little bit about Tooth Fairy. We talked about what else did we talk about? What'd you have, Shadow, inside?
Saturn
actors
stop
in
Pokemon
movies
were
actually
real.
sustaining injuries.
Yeah, injuries. Actors saying injuries was a real thing. Anything
I
you
thought-
thought of? Yeah.
My friends and I used to get in heated arguments with like the older kids at school that wrestling was real.
Oh, that's a good one. That's such a good one. Oh,
Especially
man.
that was the heyday of wrestling, like the WWF time, like Stone Cold, Steve Austin, and
The Rock.
Kane and the
mean
Undertaker
Dwayne
and the
Johnson?
Rock, and yeah, that was the Hardy Boys and DX and all that stuff. My friends and I used to geek out about that stuff, and I stopped watching. I know there's still like a big contingent of people that watch wrestling in like an older age, and
It's the same wrestlers that are there.
I know they
They
that's
haven't
like,
aged a
same
bit.
people.
to me I'm not a fan, so I don't know if I could like give a harsh criticism of it and have it be legitimate, but I just see it's like they don't wear the new they need like new stars. I mean, and someone will be like, well, they do have new stars, Roman Reigns and all this stuff, but it's just I don't know. It seems like the ones that get the biggest promotions are like the ones that have been getting the biggest promotions since the early 2000s, like John Cena and Brock Lesnar. But whatever, we used to be big fans, and I used to like really, really think that was real. And I mean, because if you watch it as an older person, you're like clearly the way they speak is scripted. I mean, when they're in the ring, it seems like they're improvising, but like the backstage interviews seem kind of like they talk in like the cadence they talk in is like really precise, and the stuff they're saying. So I don't know how real or unreal it is because they clearly sustain injuries, but I just like I thought. I didn't know the matches were predetermined, is what I meant.
Right.
No, yeah, I used to be big into the wrestling as well, and
We all were, except for Sam.
I remember I would
Besides
try.
the wrestling guys, but
I'm in the.
I would try
Guy
so
wrestling.
hard because like I thought it was real, but like there's a whole bunch of things that just like didn't look like they would hurt that much. Like
Slap across the chest.
okay,
Like a leg drop.
that looked like leg drop doesn't look like it would hurt that much. Like the rock bottom didn't look like it would hurt that much. But I'm
is
just
that
like,
signature move of The Rock?
yes, Dwayne Johnson. Oh no, that's his. Twin.
No, that's someone else.
Wait, that's his
I'm
brother.
talking of- yeah,
who's
I'm
Dwayne
talking-
Johnson?
Like Brock Lesnar's F5. Like none of these things like looked like they would hurt that much. But I would just be like, oh, I guess like just because these guys are so strong, like he's developed like this technique.
Yeah,
That, like,
just on that one move
when-
that everybody else can do that move and it doesn't
Yeah,
the match.
When the Rock does it, he's
Yeah.
like he's perfected it. Like he's studied
the people's
how
elbow.
to do it, and
Dude, the best one is the Stone Cold Stunner when he like does it to him and then they have like a seizure.
Just stand there for a
Oh,
second,
my
like
God.
rocking back and forth, then fall over.
Oh yeah. If you like sit up for a second and then fall backwards, it's like, damn, he really knocked the motherfucker out.
yeah.
But the
You're, like,
people's
thought it was so
elbow.
real.
I always
yeah.
wanted someone to trip the Rock when he jumped over him. You know, to go from ringside to ringside. I always wanted to like put their foot out, like trip his ass.
I know. I never questioned why they would stand up against the ropes while the guys set up the moves, like they're consuming all the energy in the audience.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like waving their hand to the
away,
crowd.
Yeah, run away. Just
Yeah,
pull
get
a
out of
knife.
there.
What are you
Yeah.
doing?
You loved how just like there'd be certain things that happen in some matches that are just like so necessary for this person's signature move that would never happen in any other match, like Rey Mysterio's 619, where they would just be like hanging on the second rope, like that never happened in any other match. Like,
Yeah,
just
but
like,
no,
Let
I
me
know.
prop you here, and then you just hold on, and then you're just gonna be here as it happens. Don't worry.
That's funny.
The one I would definitely move out of the way for was y'all remember Rikishi?
Oh
Where he
yeah.
would
Oh, yeah.
stick his ass in their face.
He's fucked
You're like,
us a
why
couple
would they
times.
stay there?
like there's no way that can be fake. Why would they be? No, they're actually knocked out in the fucking corner.
There's no way I'd go through with that. I'd be like, yeah, can we just, change up the script a little bit on this one.
Up my pay.
Yeah. Or like Goldberg when he would just run out there and like spear somebody and then pin them and it was over. Like
3 seconds, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, the
That
spear
made no
thing
sense.
actually looks like it kind of hurts because that, like, you get whiplash from
Form
that.
tackle.
Yeah, there's certain ones that's like the Stone Cold Stunner looks like the easiest one to take, but the spear that you're like, okay, I don't really want to fucking, that one's not fun. Or like put me through a table. It's like, no thanks.
I mean, most of these guys played football before, so surely they've been tackled. It's just a form tackle.
Dude, how many of these guys have like what is it called, CTE or whatever the brain thing is, where from like taking
I'm
too many
sure
hits to the
most
brain?
Taking too many Caucasians.
I don't
Yeah.
think they sustain that much injuries. I did hear a podcast the other day where they were talking about what they have to do to get into being a wrestler. A lot of them said that it's like they put them through hell. They would literally have like they would have them come in and there would be a whole group and they would make them do all this physical stuff before they started wrestling. Like they make them do push-ups, and if you couldn't do 100 push-ups, then you're out. Okay, then they'd go to the next stage, and then they would keep on going, and they would literally work them out for 8 to 10 hours. And if you gave up for anything, you're gone. So after the first day, there would only be like 15 guys left, and then they'd come back and do it again. And if the guy didn't show up, he's out. If the guy gave up during the second day, he's out. And I forgot who it was. I think it was Mike the Miz was saying that he came back for the second day, and it was him and 2 other guys. And they picked between those 3, and they picked him because he had some experience of being famous already on MTV or whatever. And ended up bringing him in, and he had to start off by, going against some, low-level guys. And then eventually they kept giving him more of a role on the wrestling. They would bump him up from like Thursday nights to Monday nights and all that stuff. But anyways, he ended up just talking about how he became like a superstar slowly but surely through the whole thing. But the actual wrestling part at the beginning was like the hardest because it was all physical, very physical to get through it.
I was going to be a pro wrestler, but it was too hard, so I became a Navy SEAL.
Yeah. But that's what it sounded like. But it's just crazy, the whole system in the first place. And the UFC, kind of does kind of what the WWF did back in the day. They try to promote these fights, these big fights, just the way that WWF did. When it was like the Stone Cold versus The Rock, that was like, you would see that on the night, but like 2 weeks before, they would always be talking about it. Oh, on Sunday night we got blah 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 versus blah 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 for the.
If these
champion.
2 guys hate each other so much, why can't we just fight them on the next thing? Why we got to wait for a pay-per-view?
Yeah. But yeah,
Well,
I just
and
remember that's
the
crazy.
UFC has, as side notes, it has fake champions like the wrestling.
Like Conor
does.
McGregor.
Yeah, like
Can't be a champ if you lose.
Yeah.
But it was in a different weight class. Well, side has strict rules. Comments, what do you want me to
Yeah.
do?
Yeah.
So,
Sorry, he wants excellence.
Yeah, why do you call yourself a champion when you lose? No wonder they took one of his belts away. It's like, wait, hold on, didn't this guy fucking lose? Why does he still have his belt?
This got lost and he has 2 belts.
Yeah.
What a fucking hustler.
I'm just joking. I don't really care
A
about that kind of stuff.
swindler.
I respect Conor McGregor in case he's listening and waiting to beat my ass.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
I'll just get Mayweather to take care of it.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. Merriweather.
By the way,
From GTA.
Joel, do you think that's going to happen? Do you think that fight's going to happen between Mayweather and Conor? I think it's about
Nope.
70%. I think it's 70% going to happen. I think they're
Is-
going to try to just because it's so much money. So much money.
Is he the best fighter like
Mayweather, yeah.
of our generation? Yeah.
I will say, I know that Mayweather copyrighted like all the 50-0 stuff, but I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't do that anyway, just in case you wanted to come back. 49-0 is such a. It is like, I mean, if you're gonna go 49-0, you might as well try to go to 50-0. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it mostly depends on Conor more than anything because Dana's. Well, first of all, Mayweather already hates Dana for how he's trying to promote it, and like Mayweather has his
I mean,
own
the guy that
promotion
used to
company.
carry his bags.
Yeah. Mayweather has his own promotion company, and he's like, he didn't respect it before he even talked about it. And then Mayweather has his own promotion company, so he's going to do it. And the last time what did he fight for? He made $200 million on his last fight or something ridiculous.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah, so he's not going to fight for. And then Dana's like, well, why don't we give them both 25 and 25? It's like, damn, shut up, Mr. Clean. You're not helping anyone. I mean, clearly, like, because Floyd's idea. I don't know what he says. Like, I'm gonna get my 200, and I think he kind of could fight for 15. Has he ever fought for 15 in his life? And he's like has a really condescending way of like
here's what
negotiating.
Connor did.
And so
Connor,
it's like
if Connor wants
to take a quarter of what Floyd's gonna make, then yeah, they'll fight.
I think they're
actually not even a quarter, but it'd probably be less than that.
They're both so ballsy. Why don't they just put 200 million in a pot, winner take all? They think they're so badass.
That ain't gonna happen.
Connor doesn't have 20 million, so
yeah.
It's like
Connor wouldn't have 200 million either. You get knocked down. So.
Yeah, because that's. Well, I think the big problem is like the argument about like the draw, because I think. I mean, Floyd Mayweather has legitimate fans. Like, I'm not going to denounce his fan base. He does have a legitimate fan base. But a lot of people tune into the fights to see Floyd lose. Like, that, I mean, and that's, you could say that's a legitimate promotional strategy. I have enough people that like me and enough people that hate me that I get both bases to watch. So that's Dana's argument about, you know, he's like, I think Conor can sell more of the fight than Floyd does. Like, you know, Floyd, you know, he's disliked and he's old, and boxing and UFC is the new hot thing. And so that's like Dana's argument. But I don't know. It just seems so like for the two worlds to have to work together, and then UFC has to work with corrupt ass boxing with all their promotion issues. It just seems like a whole. And then it took. Look at how long it took the Floyd Mayweather Manny Pacquiao fight to happen. They were talking about for like 6 or 7 years, and then by the time it happens, it's anticlimactic, and they're both old. And it was after Manny had already lost like twice, so it took all the shine off of it. I mean, they still made a bunch of money, but it was I watched the fight. It was like one of the worst. I'm like a casual boxing fan, so I don't want to act like. I like have a vast library of fights to compare it to, where it was just so terrible to watch. It was so boring, which is Floyd's fighting style. But I don't know.
There's a few things that go into all this too. Okay, so for your points, Joel, it's called like the Ali Act, where you can fight in a different sport, not under the contract that you're in. So, like, let's say that Conor wanted to fight. Do boxing, that has nothing to do with the UFC. They have nothing to do with anything. Now the UFC wants a piece of it because they think they can promote it, but Conor started his own promotions as well as Floyd has his. They could go into it, Floyd and McGregor Promotions, and try to sell this thing, but it would be kind of smart.
But you don't think there's something in Conor, the Ali Act? There's got to be something in Conor's contract that says if you're getting a physical altercation with somebody in
it's the same way that John Jones and all those do. They compete in the grappling matches. It's the same thing. It's a different sport altogether. So he could probably go to court and get away with it, and lawyers would say they don't have a leg because it's a whole different sport. But Conor said he kind of wanted to put the UFC in there so they could help promote it and also give them a branch and kind of be nice about it. But I think if shit turns to shit for the UFC, then they're just going to say, fuck it, we'll just do it on our own kind of thing. Now, Floyd, last time he fought Pacquiao, they went for 4.6 million pay-per-view buys, and the last time Conor fought, it was 1.3 with the whole what's the last guy he fought? Fucking what's his name? Alvarez. So 1.3. So it would basically take him 3 fights to get where it would to be where Floyd is. So I think Floyd's going to sell more than Conor, but Conor brings a big ticket as well. So it's like the two biggest in their respective
those are good counterpoints. But just I guess my perspective is, if you've ever watched Floyd fight, I've never. I watched a lot of his last fights. It's just his fighting style, while being like one of the best defensive fighting styles ever, incredibly boring fight. Conor is a stand up, I'll push you, I'll move, I'll do a lot of like in your face stuff, and Floyd's like, I will drain you of all of your energy, and so it's just the idea of it to me is boring more than anything. So what I should say is I hope it doesn't happen, because it just sounds like a waste of everyone's time, except everyone's going to make a lot of money, and that's a big problem with the UFC. No one wants to lose unless you're like Cowboy and you're like, yeah, I'll fight the 15th person ever, or the 15th person of the division, and then lose, and it looks stupid as fuck. But the top guys like don't want to lose; they just want the money fights. So everyone wants to like change divisions, and it's like Anthony Johnson is like, I want to go up, or like, wait, no, what's the? I don't know. It seems like a lot of people like want to move up. Like Jose wants Conor, but Conor says I could fight at like welterweight or like Tyron or whatever, and
everybody wants Conor pretty much. Everybody
and Bisping's like I could take Cormier or whatever, or Tyron wants Cormier or Bisping or one of the. There's like one of those weird. But the fight I'm interested in, and I don't know if we're going too long on this topic, but
no, keep going.
I want Conor Khabib because I like when champions defend their belts. I think that's fucking cool. Just like because that's how Conor gets away with like the Nate Diaz thing. Not saying it's not an entertaining fight, and I didn't enjoy watching it. It was fucking crazy, but it's like it kind of like what's the point of holding a belt? Like, why do they give them belts if they're just gonna fight whoever? I mean, the belt doesn't mean anything if you don't fight the people in the division. I mean, Khabib and Tony.
Promotion. It's just a promotion tool. That's all it is. They're fighting for a belt.
I wish it was more than a promotion. It seems like belts are fucking cool. They're gold, and it's like I like when there's like set rules, and it's cool if you move up divisions. But it's like Conor fought Eddie, and then it's like I bet Khabib and Tony are they want to like kill each other, or I mean they want to kill themselves just because they want a piece of Conor so bad. And then it's Khabib and Tony going to fight at 210, right? So after that, they're really, I mean, you can already hear the post fight for whoever wins that. It's like screaming Conor's name, like, "Come fucking fight me!" And he's like, "No, I'm gonna fight fucking Floyd. Yeah, we're gonna get in the ring at MGM Grand. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Yeah, but my lightweight belt, that's gonna be sitting on the ice until 2017. Or wait, it is 2017, 2019.
But yeah, it's true. I mean, there's a lot of things going on with all that stuff. I even saw a thing where they're throwing out Pacquiao's name to try to get him to fight Conor. And I'm like, how many people are going to come out and say they want to fight Conor? It's like ridiculous at this point. And Pacquiao, like, that is definitely a money grab for him. Like, I have a problem with these money grab fights. Like this, it's too much. Just washed up people trying to fight.
I guess it's two sides to it. Like, the one side is if there's a fight, you need to sell it, and you sell it with big names like Conor's gonna try to get 2 belts, or like you have to have a storyline to sell it. So maybe nobody in the fucking United States, or I mean I guess only hardcore UFC fans I would say know who like Khabib whatever the gobbledygook his last name is, Nurmagomedov. But he's like he runs through the division, and like I don't know. It's just weird. It like the fucking Warriors are like, oh no, fuck the NBA. We're too good for everyone in the NBA. We're gonna go play the Harlem Globetrotters for the Universe Cup. It's like, what the fuck is the Universe Cup? Oh, we're gonna win it though. I mean, it's like, okay, cool.
That way we can have 2 belts.
Yeah, we can have 2 trophies.
Yeah,
Cavs won last year. I don't care. But yeah,
we won.
Interesting.
The regular season.
We're gonna play the Monstars.
Is that the people from the
Space Jam?
Yeah, Space Jam.
Space Jam. Yeah.
Everybody get up! It's time to slam
thoughts,
down.
comments, concerns, side.
As long as we don't have to play against Michael Jordan with his stretchy arm.
Mm-hmm.
Classic.
Are they still making that one with LeBron? They still making Space Jam with LeBron?
Probably not after he showed his dick.
Yeah, that's not a Disney. I mean,
keep your Monstar in your pants.
That's Warner Brothers, isn't it?
Yeah. Warner brother.
It looks like it has a director, but it's a status script, so they don't even have a script. So
they're letting LeBron write the script. Yeah, and then that Bugs Bunny gonna say, "What up, Doc?" Oh shit!
I feel like
I gotta get to a game. We'll finish this later.
For that to be a thing, it's gonna have to be like after LeBron's career, because if he gets to the finals every year, that means his off season is July, August. His off season is like 3 months. And then, I'm gonna get in my off season. I'm gonna kill myself every year, and he's up in minutes this year too. So it just is not a smart play. What's that?
Minnesota, like Minnesota.
Oh no, just like minutes, like how you keep time.
No, like how time works.
Yeah, like how time.
No, like the state Minnesota.
He's up there with Brock Lesnar.
Classic.
What was that beef with him and Charles Barkley? Joel, did you ever see that?
Oh yeah, I listen to NBA pods all the time. I actually don't watch. I've only seen a couple of Pistons games in like this year. Like I don't watch my team all the time, especially when they're just middle of the pack. And so I just keep up on the NBA by listening to the podcasts, and then I watch the playoffs. It's just a time saver, because we play video games and I don't have a lot of time to watch TV anyway. I can only watch Michigan State. That's all I'll make time for. But the LeBron Charles Barkley thing is like LeBron. They lost 7. I think they went 7-8 in January or something. Like they went under 500 in January. They had just a terrible streak, and LeBron was playing like 45 minutes a game too, or like in
they've got a bunch of
games
injuries or something, don't they?
Yeah. J.R. Smith is injured, and he's an important like starter piece because he can kind of handle the ball, and when he's out, that's a problem. So basically, like they're all up in like LeBron especially is up in minutes, so he's pissed about that because he's an aging superstar.
He doesn't for his money.
Yeah, he doesn't want to pay. He wake him up in June, like an aging superstar. He should not be playing 40 minutes a game. He should be playing like 32 minutes a game. Like all the Warriors get to rest because they have the games ended by the fourth quarter. Yeah, so a lot of them sit through the fourth quarter, and it is great for their bodies. And so he's already pissed about that, and he's saying they don't have like a start or a backup point guard, which is that Matthew Dellavedova who played for them signed with the Bucks in the offseason. So that's true, and they lost Timo Mozgov to the Lakers because there was a big free agent boom this offseason because the market share of the NBA went up, so they had a lot of the salary cap went up, all this boring shit. So they have like a rookie starting or a rookie backup point guard, Kate Falder, this dude from Oakland, who's actually insane, but he's under a lot of pressure, and he's like, we need to get backup point guard. He's like he was complaining about it to the media. Like LeBron basically just had, after one of his losses, he just had a bitch session, and Charles Barkley got on like inside the NBA. It was like this dude whines, he complains too much. They won the championship last year. What is he complaining about? It's too much. And then LeBron went off because Charles Barkley is he has like really I'll say I love that show. I like that analysis. Inside the NBA is funny and stuff, but he'll like prod, and especially with LeBron, I feel like, and I'm a LeBron fan, so I'll state my bias, but I feel like the credit, like Charles Barkley said, LeBron can never break my top 5 because my top 5 is like, I don't remember who it is, like Jordan, this, and this. It's like, how can LeBron not break your top? Just as an unbiased, or I guess I'm not unbiased, but as like LeBron is one of the best basketball players to ever play. If you don't understand the game, it's incredible. Like to say he'll never break your top 5. What if he wins 2? He could win 3 more championships before he retires. He won't break your top 5 if he has like 5 championships or whatever it would be, and find out. But and then like he'll make other comments about that type of stuff. And when LeBron complains, it's him complaining. But when Kobe complains, it's like, oh, that's just him. That's Kobe's personality. Kobe's a warrior. Kobe just wants to win. So it's things like that. And then LeBron just went off and he listed off a bunch of personal issues that Charles had in the early 90s. It's well documented that Charles was like, a gambler, and it was a notorious partier and had gambling debts, and was
same things we said about D4.
Same things we hear about D4. Skin vesting. Back in the day.
God damn Icarus fell. God damn it.
God damn it. My stocks have crashed. And so LeBron went off on him, and then Charles was like, I'm not going to go personal. He clearly he didn't know what Googling was. He's like, he clearly, what do you call it when you look him up on the internet? Google. Yeah, he Googled me. It's like so funny the things he knows and like doesn't know. But so it was, I don't know. It's long story short, this is the most boring time in the NBA. So it made the whole thing a lot more exciting.
Word. But yeah, that is.
I just killed the podcast.
No,
Can I wake up now?
Can I
wake up? Yeah.
So make up. You wanted to.
You wanted to. You wanted to. Speaking of music, I've been listening to some Big Sean. Joel, you proud of me?
I decided. Yeah, I haven't listened to it actually, so I was going to listen to it on the plane.
I like to listen to regular size Sean.
Yeah. I've just been listening to my boy Sean. He actually plays at the local bar on Tuesday nights.
Shout out to DJ Sean.
That's old Sean right there.
Are you talking about Scene or Sean?
Scene.
I seen
Scene.
I seen it.
I seen him.
Yeah, I haven't. I listened to the Eminem verse. That's all. I just.
What's the name of that
verse?
song?
I listened to the whole song.
Rap God.
It's like called No Something. Is it No Favors? No, that's the Drake song. I don't know. I just listened to the one that had Eminem on it because anytime Eminem puts out something, I need to hear it. And I was like,
Play No Games? Is that it? No Favors?
I think it is No Favors.
Okay. No Favors?
Yeah, it's No Favors.
Okay. I've been listening to Bounce Back a lot.
Play No Favors.
Do you ever listen to that side? I told you to listen to it, Bounce Back?
Yeah, well, I listened to it while I was with you. Remember?
Did you like
Or
it?
we? I mean, it didn't crack my playlist, but
Oh,
it's all right, I guess.
No
Do you listen to the music
Lamborghini.
side? Like, I really don't know your music. I know everyone's
No black
music
and
interest
yellow.
besides
KSI.
Lamborghini.
KSI.
That's
you.
sad.
You legit have like no music interests.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I have tons of music interests, just no big scene.
Big scene-ish.
Well, is it like the 2007 to 2009 hip hop? That's like
it. Yeah.
your shit, right? Like like
You heard of 3-6
Stop,
Mafia?
yeah.
You heard
It's
of
gonna be
Academy
95 talking
Award
about
winner.
3-6, man.
Academy Award winners.
Tell me when Big Scene gets an Academy
Yeah,
Award.
yeah, exactly. Tell me.
Yeah, Joel.
What is this?
Talking shit.
Are they the most critically acclaimed rap group?
Who?
3-6
who?
Mafia?
Most critically acclaimed rap group? I don't know. I might go with like the Roots or something
NWA.
before them. Yeah, NWA was pretty critically acclaimed.
Whoa,
for the
whoa,
short
whoa.
time.
No reason to be racist, guys.
Yeah, I don't know. There's these two guys from Atlanta who did a lot of stuff. Big
Ludacris?
Boy and-
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah, Big Boy and
Chris
Andre
Cross.
3K.
Luda. What happened to Ludacris, man? I was thinking about that yesterday. I was listening to Luda, man. He used to have some sick drops,
He's doing
man.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah, he's in 50s Fast and Furious
Yeah,
movies.
he's done
What's
15
good?
Fast and the Furious movies. And he doesn't need to work for the rest of his life.
God damn it,
I think that's
Ludacris.
He doesn't have time for music.
The music was the shit, dude. I used to listen to that shit all the time.
Luda.
Junior high and stuff. Oh, yeah.
Did for me no favors. Yeah, I mean,
Luda.
Dude, that was some of the first like hardcore rap I listened to at my house or my friend's house. I was like, oh, shouldn't listen to this, but Chicken and Beer.
Yeah, that's
And
good.
the one with his head that's like bigger on it. I can't remember, but it's the
You talking
one
about
that
the
had.
afro? The big afro one?
Yeah, the big afro and his head was like big on it. I think that was before Chicken. And That was definitely before Chicken and Beer. I can't remember what that's called though. But they had the.
Every song was a banger,
Roll
though. They
out.
were always on the radio.
Oh yeah, another music interest of mine, the Chainsmokers.
Please stop.
please stop and don't start again.
I remember when I was, I don't remember what grade I was in, but like it was, of course, before YouTube, where you could look at like listen to music and look at the lyrics or whatever. And I remember like getting on, I don't know if I got a line like at home or it probably was, but I printed out like some lyrics to like a Ludacris song because some kid was like saying, no, that's not what they say, or this is what they say, or whatever. I don't know. So I like printed it off and took it to him. Anyway, I brought it back home and like put it like in my little bookshelf thing down the bottom. I remember like my mom found it and she was like, what is this? Because it was, I don't remember what it was, which song it was, but it was like, pretty risque for our household. So she's like, you don't need to be putting that kind of stuff in your room. I was like, okay.
Whatever,
Sorry.
Mom. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
whatever,
Dude,
Mom.
Did I ever tell you guys how I the first time I heard Eminem? So on the bus, we used to back in the day, before these MP3 players or these iPhones. Even before the iPod, there was
The
CD
Pandora.
player. I had this CD player, like the portable CD player,
Yeah.
and I had my parents only let me like, well, actually, I didn't. I think I had Millennium was the only CD I had.
Oh, nice. Big Willie style.
Yeah, Will Smith. Yeah, I also had Big Willie style, but I was listening to Millennium a lot.
Yeah.
Because that's the new joint. It's here and I like it. Say what? But so I was listening to Millennium on the bus, and in like 2002 or whatever it was, and 2000 maybe, and fucking. Someone dropped their CD of the Marshall Mathers LP.
Oh yeah, you told us this. And
Yeah,
then you
and it was
stole
like all
it.
scuffed up.
Yeah, so I stole it. Sorry, we're gonna put it in the bus lost and found.
Yes.
like motherfucker.
like a good
Bus-
citizen.
Yeah, bus don't
Good
have
to-
no lost and found. That's public transportation. That means anything you drop on the ground is for the public consumption. So I bought a CD cleaner because it was all scuffed up. People probably like stepped on it and stuff, and it skipped like most songs. But
Which it would have been cheaper to just buy another CD.
Well, I thought it was like against the law or something, or maybe I don't know if I could
buy
buy
a
it or if I
CD.
just thought I could buy.
Oh,
Well, it was, like,
okay,
explicit-
you're right.
Yeah.
People,
Right,
yeah, I mean, it's a lot. Around that time, Eminem was like persecuted for what he was saying, and it's still pretty risque today with like his Big Sean verse. He says like a rape a lot and stuff, but I hear that a ton, especially in country music. You never hear that, but it was especially back in the day. I mean, like the U.S. government was talking about Eminem the way he talked about NWA, but they can't say that stuff. So especially people in my family were fans, but my parents were like, "Oh yeah, we kind of like it, but no, you can't have it." So, that's how I first heard it. I had to sneak it in my room, and I snuck it around, and I could only clean it so only 5 songs would play. I don't even remember what songs they were.
You're so bad.
Really like this. It would like skip around. My bitch, bad.
All right, guys, that is going to be the end of.
Well, before we do this, can I?
Yeah, hold on. I have something to say too.
Oh no, shut
God.
up.
Yeah,
I said last first. Yeah. No, I was just gonna say that since today that it's airing is the Super Bowl, I think we should all do a score prediction and see who's closest.
I like it.
But what are you gonna say, Sad?
Do you guys like teams? Do you guys like citrus?
Oh,
Go check out the Team Citrus t-shirt at http://teespring.com/Team Citrus. Link will be in the description.
Yeah.
All right, top of the description. As a matter of fact, so Team Citrus. But yes, I will go ahead and start the.
I'm gonna say 49-0.
I'll go
Patriots.
ahead and
0 reps.
Jesus, I'm writing these down by the way.
Fuck?
All right.
Go ahead, Side. If you want to start first, go ahead.
Yeah, you got.
All right,
first.
let's do 24-14.
Yep. And that's Pat's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, duh.
Is there another option? Yeah.
I'm gonna go 31.
There's another team player.
Falcons.
Wow, man.
Go ahead.
You got Brosnan Atlanta.
Which one you go?
All right, I'll take Falcons 28-17.
Okay.
That's gonna
I just wanna
suck
go
when you
against
guys
side.
lose.
Joel?
Yeah, it's
Give me 34-28. Pats.
give me
Ooh.
17-38.
Nice. Shadow, give us a score.
Falcons, 36.5. Patriots pie.
You don't need the hat.
3.14.
Wow, it's
all
gonna
right.
be hard.
Sounds good. So
Could you
whoever gets the
guys-
closest, I don't know.
Doesn't
what
have
we're
to
gonna
show up for the next podcast.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
down.
Let me
I'm
revise
down.
my thing then. If we're taking this thing
It's
serious,
a free Team Citrus shirt.
Yeah.
I'll take
I like
a
that.
green one, please, or a yellow.
Okay.
No, the
This
Packers
guy.
aren't in the
They're
Super
back
Bowl.
order. Yeah.
From back order. All right, that is the end of the 11th episode of the podcast. Can't believe we're at number 11 already, but thank you guys for coming along. We had D20, Joel, Shadow, Sidearms, and myself. So if you would check them out down below, all the links will be down in the description. We'll see you guys next time for the next podcast. See you later.